First off, I would like to congratulate everybody that just unlocked Invisible Woman. You're going to have so much fun with her. And join with me today is Valley Flying. And say what's up, Valley Flying.
Hello, Hercules, unlock Invisible Woman. Yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about in this video is we're going to talk about how amazing Invisible Woman is. And we're also going to talk about the entire Fantastic Four team with NAMOR, and we're going to talk about the T4s that you and I both personally did on our accounts and what T4s are required for the Fantastic Four and where the Fantastic Four is useful. So before we get into that, let's talk about Invisible Woman first. And I'll let you start. What do you think about Invisible Woman?
Awesome character. You could use her every single game mode. Obviously, great in war with that full Fantastic Four team. Great in Blitz with that full Fantastic Four team. But she has a lot of standalone value. Ultimate 7. I know a lot of people, including myself, still use her on a daily basis. I still use her on an offensive war team to counter the Black Order. So very, very valuable. PvP is going to have some value. So every game mode pretty much useful right now.
Right.
Invisible Woman.
So let's just put it out here. Easily a top 10 character. Easily.
Yeah.
She's more or less a protector, tank, support. I mean, it says protector, but it's so she doesn't synergize.
It's an odd sort of protector. Yeah, different than other protectors.
She technically does not synergize with Yo-Yo, so keep that in mind. But there's a couple things that make her exceptional. Her psionic shield, which puts offense down and barrier. There is a cap on barrier, so it's kind of, there's a cap to barrier, which caps out, I think, at 35%. Anyways, it doesn't scale much past that, but it's still very useful. Barrier's amazing. Still broken with Black Bolt. If you have a Black Bolt on the other team, it'll negative interactions with Black Bolt. Beware of that.
He's been out since January. We're in July, and Black Bolt is still not working properly.
They can't fix Black Bolt. And so if you're going against a Black Bolt and they have barrier, there's some wonky interactions, man. It's just not working. But here's the thing. This ability right here, we clear 2 negative effects. Right now, there's like 2 viable cleansers, and that would be Invisible Woman and let's say Scientist Supreme with flip negative effects. And then that's why we're both excited about Squirrel Girl, right? Is because she's going to have a clear from all allies. This defense
and a real heal, and
but this all of this stuff is just really amazing. Clear stealth from highest ally, apply 3 deflect, immunity for 2 turns. It forces somebody to taunt. And let's just get this out of the way. I use her everywhere, every day. Like I use her in nearly every game mode. PvP, arena, war, blitz, sometimes U7, not always. I probably don't use her in U7 as much as other people, but still very good, right?
She's a backup. She's on a second or third team, but she's still used, for me at least.
Okay, and so she has 2 amazing abilities, her passive. So real talk right here, T4s. I think we already know the answer to this. The basic attack is a mistake. You did not do the basic attack, right?
I did not do the basic attack.
Okay, and so the other 3 abilities, yes, put the T4s. I think these are like auto T4s, right? These 3 right here.
I think you need all of those. I think for the Fantastic Four and for you and for making her a standalone character, you do need all 3. Okay. I think.
And so I just want to talk about this for a minute because there's a couple characters that in their passive. Like Colossus and Thing, they have this mechanic where it says when an enemy attacks this character with barrier, attack that enemy for 250% damage. It is not tied to the basic attack whatsoever. It is not a counter attack. It is a separate attack.
It's just damage.
Assigned to the. It's so. This is true with like Colossus and the Thing. It's a separate attack that has nothing to do with the basic attack whatsoever. It's kind of annoying. So this is a complete waste. I wish I hadn't have done it. I actually know why I did it. I was struggling in U7 and out of go for it.
You base a lot of your T4s on usage. If you're using the characters a lot,
Yeah.
even a mediocre T4, I've noticed you've upped that one. So this is probably one that you probably did way back in
Yeah.
the day based on usage,
Yeah. So
and
don't
not necessarily an awesome T4.
Okay, so now let's talk about the complete team. So the complete team is Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Thing, and Namor. And I want to talk about the entire team first, and give me your experience with that team in our two favorite game modes, War and Blitz. Go.
Blitz, very simple. They're an auto 8.3 team. Just find a team that's near their level, that's not crazy synergized. Auto. War is a little different because you got some different defensive teams now, and sometimes you get good matchups, you got room bonuses, so it's not equal every single war, but they're one of the top war offense teams, top 5 still, in my opinion. Even with some of the new meta teams that came out, they're still one of the better war offense teams. Take out a lot of different teams.
Okay,
and
so
with some big punch ups as well.
Yeah, great punch ups. So tell me what teams I'll tell you what I use Fantastic Four with is massive punch up against monster Asgardians on a second attack.
They can do that once that Loki and Hela's done. Yeah, because they're for opening moves.
They're kind of slower, so like you have to be mindful of the room bonuses. I know that like when I go into a room that has defense down, I'm like, oh come on, Invisible Woman, take a turn. It's like we're just getting beat up until they take a turn. They seem really slow. But this team is very resilient, very strong in war, and I end up using them for these. You know how you just come across random teams, and you're like, I've never seen that team before. I don't know what to do with it.
And for some reason, your opponent's just having crazy powerful. Like, what do I do with this?
Yeah, it's like your opponent says, hey, I have a 7 red star XYZ. They must go on defense, like a Nebula, let's say. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this team. It seems like the Fantastic Four, which is Fantastic 5 with Namor, is my catch-all team for when I don't know what to do with the team. That's what I use it for. What do you use Fantastic Four?
I've just been looking for some big punch ups, as big as a punch up I can do. What do I see nowadays? As Guardians is good for that double tap. I still try to do some punch acrosses with shield if I find that and it's the right bonus. Whether the other meta teams, I don't really use them against Hydra or Mercs. But pretty much every other team, if someone has a non-meta team, these guys are capable of some big punch-ups. If someone's putting up a Wakandan team, you can punch up probably about 200K on Wakandans.
Oh, yeah.
Defenders, if someone still puts a Defenders team on there, this team wipes them out, 200K plus punch-ups. These crazy stuff. So against the meta, they kind of struggle because, like you said, they are kind of slow. They need that Invisible Woman to get her turn off. But every other team, these guys... crazy punch-ups.
Yeah, so you with the random teams, like I don't know what to do with the high power levels, like you just said, Defenders, Wakandans. That's exactly what I'm using them against. It's like, wow, okay, that's cool. But yeah, it's like some of the, because there's some very specific teams that, Mercs and Red Skull, I don't suggest. I mean, they probably can hold their own, but I have other uses for them. Okay, so let's talk about the other 4 members and T4s. Mr. Fantastic, Namor, and Thing. Now, I personally view those 3 characters as war characters and blitz characters.
Yes.
I don't use them anywhere else, so I'm not interested in putting a lot of T4s into them. So I did not put any T4s into Mr. Fantastic. Did you?
Not Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
If I were to continue building this, though, I think his passive is going to be my next T4. But again, where am I using them? War and Blitz. I don't want to heavily invest in this team as far as T4s for a team that's useful in 2 game modes.
Okay. So he does have on turn choose 2 random enemies. If they have a positive effect, remove 1, and that gets boosted up to 3. Yeah. And that's kind of nice. And a lot of
focus resistance.
A lot of people like this right here. 50% chance to apply stun, and that goes up to 100%.
100.
I find that it comes so late in the match that it's not important. If this was like turn 1, like Mordo, I probably would have done this. But it comes so late in the match. I've already won or lost, and I've never felt like I needed this. Like the Mordo one, I always need. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the other one, the one that removes the defense down, that's the one comes turn 1. it's not as good of a T4, but that one you're always using it every single battle unless he ends up dying. So
Yeah.
even though it's not as good of a T4, this one might give you a little more value. 3-turn cooldown, you're using it on turn 1. Maybe, but the passive is the one that I would do.
Okay.
If I was investing a little more heavily in this team, maybe got lucky with red stars, I would start to look at the special and the ultimate. But the passive is the one that I really like just now, if I were to keep investing in this team.
And technically, this ability is either typoed or glitch. It says 100,000% extra focus, and it is 100,000 flat. It is not a percent. So fix your typo.
Consistency.
Or makeup. I mean, Phoenix has this problem. Mr. Fantastic has this problem. Jessica Jones has this problem. So it's inconsistent. They fixed it on Ironheart, but they left the other 3 alone. Okay, so yeah, this guy is only useful in 2 game modes. I did not do any of the T4s on him. I just don't love him that much. And then the Thing, talk about Thing. I think he's in this. To me, I see him the same as Mr. Fantastic. It's just like good in 2 game modes. Why bother putting? Bother putting T4s into him? What did you do with the Thing?
I've done no T4s and Thing, brought him up to probably around where you have him right now. Good damage. A lot of people call him the big ball of stats because he has a lot of good stats. But the only one I would consider, unless you like pull really hard, good red stars and are going hard on this team, is the passive. Yep. The other one are just increasing the damage. This would probably be my next one after Mr. Fantastic if I were to keep investing in this team, just because it gives bonuses to the entire team and not just this character.
Yep. And so, of course, some of these suggestions are going to vary if you have like a 7 red star, of course, like you just said. Now let's talk about we're going to talk about Namor last because we're going to talk about rumors and how that character works. Human Torch is the exception. I actually believe this character has high value inside of PvP. Specific, not balanced, because balanced they're going to give you all the T4s, but I don't know if that is going to be a real game mode someday or not lately, but I have come across people with high red stars and the T4s on this guy, and this guy is fast and he's scary. He's really fast and he's really scary, and he's a mess with the Captain Marvel / Loki / Ghost Rider combo, some variation of those really fast characters that attack early. You nuke a character. You can nuke a character with this guy, and you did a T4 on it. Tell us what you did.
Just on the passive, does a couple different things. Gives extra damage to the rest of the Fantastic Four, and instead of flipping 1 negative effect like you see there, it's going to do 2. So, when you're going against a debuff heavy team, he's just going to clear it, kind of like Deadpool. He's not getting the health for it like Deadpool does, but he's clearing it before his turn. So you cannot offense down him. You can't ability block him because he's going to flip them into positive effects every time he goes. And then that extra damage for him and the rest of the Fantastic Four just helps the entire team out. So I think this is his best skill right here.
So for me, I would love to remove the T4 on Invisible Woman's basic and do this one right here. I'm actually currently very happy with my performance in my Fantastic and War, but if I wanted 10% more damage and have him flip more negative effects, this would be the way to go. Also, if PvP becomes a thing, the not balanced, like the traditional one, this is going to be a T4 I'm going to want to have as well. Now, so that's fantastic. I think 4 T4s for the entire team is a good number. I mean, do you typically put more than 4 on a team? Like, I mean, how many is really worth it? Like, I just did my X-Force, and I got to 4, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do more than 4. What do you think about that? It just gets really hard.
Well, for me, it comes down to usage. Like Black Order, I put crazy amount of T4s in them because it comes down to usage. I knew I was using Black Order in raids, not raids, in arena on offense. I didn't know if I was using them in defense, but I am right now. I didn't know I'd be using him as much as I am in raids, doing that, taking him to Dark Dimension 3. I put a lot of T4s in. This team, I'm using them in 2 game modes.
2 game modes.
4.
That's the key thing.
4 is about what I'm wanting to do in a team that does that.
Well, that's what I was trying to
maybe more if there's gonna add like a fun factor, but yeah, 4 for this team.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Is X-Force is a 2 game mode team also. It's just I don't want to do more than 4 on a 2 game mode team, and so I was like not wanting to do this. Now let's talk about Namor. Boy, Namor is such a oh my god.
Hot and cold character.
Oh my God, this guy is good in war and absolutely
awesome. I'll make the argument. He's awesome in war. He's really, really good in war, but like Nebula in the rest of the game.
On war offense, gain all this fantastic stuff, and he's almost garbage outside of war. And some people have done, if war is really important to you and you want to go beyond 4 T4s, maybe this passive is good in war. This ultimate,
passive and ultimate, both of them are great.
Yeah,
but it's just one game mode, 3 times a week.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
Let's talk about. Okay, so this guy, it's Fantastic Four, and the kits read Fantastic Four and Namor, which is interesting, right? Now, talk about there was a lot of speculation when Fantastic Four came out that Namor was just kind of like the token war character, and that later they might add a different 5th slot that would do something different, maybe kind of like what's happening with Beast and making Phoenix and X-Men a raid viable team. What are your thoughts on that concept?
I'm still waiting for it to come out. I mean, there were rumors coming from multiple different sources that Namor would be replaced on this Fantastic Four team as the 5th to make them viable in Arena. There would be Silver Surfer or Dr. Doom coming out of the game and make him viable in raids and Arena, and that hasn't happened yet. So I don't know if they've changed their plans, if that's something they put on the back burner and they're going to do sometime down the road. But yes, it's been about a year now, and not Dr. Doom nowhere in sight except for narrating some of the Greek raids, and Silver Surfer, I've not heard anything about him. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what was supposed to happen.
I just noticed this right now. Namor doesn't have any nipples. What is that, a chest plate? What is going on there? That must be.
Well, he's not human, right? He's from Atlantis, right? So is he a different species? Is that how it works?
I don't know, man.
Hey, have you noticed where he pulls his trident in battle?
Where?
Oh, you gotta look at a Fantastic Four battle and see that.
Yeah. All right.
His trident comes in randomly into battles, and I'll let you guess where that comes from.
We'll just leave it there with that right there. I mean, my goodness. All right. Well, I'm really excited for everybody getting Invisible Woman. Congratulations. On your if you just got Invisible Woman, it's a big deal. And guess what time it is?
It's exciting time. I love it.
Okay.
Are you giving something away?
Yeah, it's time for the giveaway. So are you ready? I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you'll be getting for free in your account an 8-star Invisible Man.
Oh,
this is not a scam.
What is that?
Wait a minute, what is that?
I don't see. Oh, I see Star-Lord. I see Star-Lord and Gamora. I see Star-Lord and Gamora.
Oh.
Wait, what is that? What is that? I see like a ship interior.
Yeah.
I'm not knowing what is. I see a ship interior. I don't know what you're giving away here.
Invisible Drax.
I don't see invisible. She must have turned invisible.
All right, guys. Head over to Valley Flying's channel. We did a video over there talking mostly about Squirrel Girl and all the things coming up in the next patch. And congratulations if you just got Invisible Woman. She's the best. Go and upgrade your Invisible Woman. She's fantastic. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep on gaming. Bye.